You want to ask?
So it's just, I feel, this is my belief, that some people suffer a lot on earth, and I feel like they're paying their dues, or they're just maybe washing all their sins, or whatever it is, that, so that this way when they die, they're paid everything that they have, to do before they die. Whereas just people who just die in peace or die, in their sleep, they're that's their final deathbed, and then they can just go in peace. So I feel like hell and heaven are both on earth. You pay for all your dues on this earth, and then when you die, you just become one with Allah. And I don't know if that's true or not, but I feel like.
So let's analyze this. So there is a atheist guy who does not even believe in Allah. Very good person. He dies peacefully. He becomes one with the Imam. Then there's this guy, whole his life, he does Ali, gives the son, gives charity, do all the good deeds. Then he dies, he becomes one with the Imam. Who you think is a smart person in this world out of those two? In this world, I'm saying in this world.
So they both become one with Imam?
Yeah, because according to your question, because both died peacefully.
According to your understanding.
According to your understanding.
Well, we believe that we will become one with Imam. Not everybody else believes.
Okay, you're talking about just Ismailis.
Yeah.
Okay. Chale. So there is a Ismaili who does all the good deeds, all his life. Just perfect person. Dies peacefully. Then there is another Ismaili. He does anything but a good deeds. But then he also dies peacefully. They both become one with Imam. If that is the case, then who was the smartest guy out of these two? Who worried entire life कि मेरे से कोई गुनाह नहीं हो जाए. He just worried for entire life to make sure there is no sin is committed. Other guy, he didn't worry about any of the good deeds. He just did whatever he wanted to. But they both died
Maybe
peacefully.
he did the right things. Maybe he was an atheist, but maybe he believed in living a good life and doing the right things.
But he did all the bad things.
He did.
Right. So, yeah, there's no baby. He's telling you this scenario.
In this scenario,
Yeah.
he did everything. Okay, let's just put some example behind it. Remember, alright. So he would come to Jamaat Sana. If he get a chance, he will steal money from the part. If he get a chance, he will hurt somebody. Alright? Shoes company mein, if you see a good shoes, he will steal it. He would do anything and everything not to do good deeds. But at the end, he dies peacefully. Just like the other person, he did everything right and worried entire life to make sure no sin is committed. And he dies peacefully. Will they both become one with Imam? But peacefully, they both die peacefully. Okay, now we're going to flip the table. I'm going to leave this question open for you. Because until we think and have what that brother thinking, what you just said, that is a common understanding. Because we never thought outside the box how it works. And I believe she had shared a lecture with you called, Is there anything more than rites and rituals in our tariqah? If you have not listened to this lecture, I would say that is the first lecture you wanted to listen at least 5 times. If you wanted to understand our tariqah. Forget about all the other lectures. Just khali ek lecture. There are 40 minutes total, but 2 parts. First part is 20 minutes. Second part is the understanding of the first one, another 20 minutes. Okay. Now we're going to flip the table. A person who's really sick, have a cancer, have a heart problem, lot of suffering. At the end, he stays in hospital for a month and he dies. a good person and a bad person. Same scenario again. A good person and a bad person. This person did everything right, but still he had a cancer, heart problem, whatever, brain tumor, he died. This guy, same thing, good person, bad person. But if we think the way that because they were sick, they were paying their dues, alright? Now think about that for a second. Good person, bad person. Sultan Muhammad Shah, when he was born with some kind of eye disease. I'm sure we all heard of it. Yeah. And he was sick entire life. Sultan Muhammad Shah, he stayed sick because of his eyes problem for his entire life.
In fact,
80 years.
In fact, it was said that he is not going to live
Right.
more than 10 years.
When he was 8-year-old, he was wearing these big glasses. And when the mother took him to the doctor and looked at his eyes, I don't know what was the disease, but whatever it was so severe, they didn't think he would last more than 2 years after that. Remember, he had just become Imam. And this was when he was 8-year-old. And we saw that he lived for 80 years, longest Imamat ever. Right? But he was sick for entire life. Now again, if you think he was paying his back dues, we have a problem already. Right? Imam. So what are we learning here today? That what we see is not how it is. Don't judge people because they are sick. And vice versa. A person who comes into Jamaat every single day does not give you guarantee is a good man or good woman. It's not a guarantee. So what do? What Imam told us. Do not worry about other religion and nor bad mouth or give any judgment of any of your brothers and sisters in Jamaat. Because you know yourself, they have their soul, they know themselves. Who made us a judge? No one. We cannot judge anyone. Other thing, be afraid of the eyes of a mu'min. Now, how do we know who's a mu'min? So we treat everyone as a mu'min. Have a good thought of everyone around you. Even somebody is doing bad thing, have a good thought. Maybe he's having a rough day today. He's a mu'min. Maybe he's having a rough day. Kyun? Okay, what about if he was really mu'min and you said something to hurt him? Because Imam is looking through his eyes. Would you do that if Imam was present? No, right? Imam was present. He was looking at you through his eyes, through the mu'min's eyes. Alright. आ जाए वापस हमारे सब्जेक्ट पर. So, first let's talk about generic humans. Right? There are good people and there are bad people. Because all the humans have their own free will to do whatever they like. Someone can argue, well, the environment they are born in or the culture they are in, it does affect their life. And we agree with that. It does. But then we have seen that people who have bad influence, bad family, bad culture, bad environment, but they come out of that really nicely and does a lot of good things. And vice versa, we have seen someone has given all the opportunities and at the end they don't do good things. Kyun? Because they have their free will to do right or wrong. It is their free will. With their free will. If we understand that part, it is a free will, then अब आ जाए हम अपने तरीके के अंदर. So when Imam gives us a farman, has he ever called you back or emailed you Tere, remember I came over here last March, I gave you Farman. Are you following that Farman? Did he text you? No, right? What he's saying, I'm going to give you my Farman. Follow or not to follow is up to you. It's up to you. If you follow it, it will do good to you. If you don't follow it, you will harm yourself, and that's up to you. So that, I remember Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah, may our soul be sacrificed on this Imam, his very first Farman, and then I think second paragraph, very last line, says, there are mu'mineen who are with a half heart. They don't believe, and only thing they will do is hurt themselves. Otherwise, who believes, they will benefit themselves. Who follow my फरमान will benefit themselves. ठीक है? अब आ जाए आपकी क्वेश्चन के ऊपर. A moment does not matter how he dies, in peace, in accident, या बीमारी से, या कोई उसको शूट कर देता है, या गिर के मर जाता है, रात को सोते सोते मर जाता है. क्योंकि जिंदगी और मौत जो है और कैसे मौत आएंगी, ये सब के सब खुदा के हाथ में है. इट्स नॉट ऑन अस कि हम ऐसे मरेंगे कैसे मरेंगे. When it is not on us, meaning it's not our free will. And whatever is not on our free will, you cannot blame the human for that. Human को आप किस चीज़ के लिए blame कर सकते हैं? Whatever does with his own free will. Now, let's talk about some of the illness. अगर आप smoke करते हो, excessively drink करते हो, and because of that your lungs are going bad, that's upon you. You did that to yourself. लेकिन अगर कोई ऐसी बीमारी है which you did not invite, how can you be blamed for that?
Like diabetes.
How can you be blamed for that? Right? Okay. A moment, what he does, and we will pull an ayat in a minute. Surah 2, ayat number 155 and 156. It says that you will be tested. You will be tested. And tested in 5 different ways. 5 different ways. But those who says Shukr Mola and be patient and says it is from the Allah we have come and to him we shall return. जो भी है वो सब उसकी तरफ से है और हम उसकी तरफ वापस जाने वाले हैं. एंड फिर फरमाते हैं इसमें those are the one who will receive the great reward. अगर आपका अच्छा दिन है शुक्र मौला. If you are sick, बीमार है शुक्र मौला. अगर आप बीमार हैं और आप कंप्लेन करते हैं, so what happens? You are sick, you are in pain, you are paying the dues without the reward. क्योंकि आप कंप्लेन कर रहे हैं उसके बारे में. If you are sick and you are saying shukr mola, it's from you and I shall return back to you, then that pain and suffering that you are going through, it will come through for you, will pay for you. So आपके पास choice है, again free will. Yeah, you can keep complaining. Now you just went through all that pain and suffering without any reward. Or you can go through pain and suffering and have a reward at the end. अगर प्लेट को घुमाते हैं, you are doing good and you have no shukr for Mullah. None, you're doing really well. But just keep complaining, I could have more. Right? You're doing well, but you want more. No shukr. Same thing. You could have done so good with what you have by helping yourself, your family, your jamaat, your extended family all over the world. You could have done that, but one choose with their free will to complain. Okay. Then he will not bring you any reward. Ji.
So there's two parts of this. I'd like to emphasize this because one of the lady in Jamaat Khana asked me when she heard this lecture, She said that we do share about our problems. Does that mean I'm complaining? Sometimes, when we are sharing and asking or seeking prayers, it's sharing, it's not complaining. But there's balance to everything. If I meet every individual and I'm telling them about my health issues, it does sound like complaining. So the important thing is that whenever you have any kind of difficulty, remember that it is a blessing in disguise coming to you to remind you to remember Him more. Because whenever we forget, a mushkil will come automatically. Because why? Because Imam says that I have given you birth in this religion with affection and love. We are just not born in smiley mazhab. There's a reason that we are born in smiley religion. He had love on our soul. That's why He gave us birth in this religion, and He came as an Imam for this religion. He is Imamun Nas and Imamun Muttaqin. Imamun Nas means He is the Imam of the whole world, whole humanity. People know Him, accept Him, does not matter. He is the Imam. Imamun Muttaqin means that He is Imam of the righteous, the smiley people, right? So, being smiley, having Imam, any problem come to our life, it's actually blessing in disguise. And it is a test. There's a verse in Quran that says that Allah is only with those who are sabir, meaning who have patience, who are shukr guzar. So if we were to complain about anything, the reward which Mawla was intending to give it to you, all gone. So we can never ever complain. All the time we have to say shukr Mawla. That's why in Mayyat sometimes in funeral you'll see some people, they'll tell you, oh, he was doing so great and this happened and that happened and person died. Or some people will just say shukr Mawla. So these both are smiley people. Why the reaction or the discussion is different? It's important for us to not complain and say shukr Mawla, because I love this verse that actually it's a farman that Mawla sees us through the eyes of Mu'minin. How do we know who's Mu'min around us? And we've heard these stories, like in the story of Moses, he invites Allah to come have a meal at his place. And you know how Allah comes to his door? As a beggar. He knocks at the door, Musa says, go away. I've invited my guest, why are you here? And then he's waiting and he's communicating to Allah that I'm waiting for you. And Allah says, I came to your door. You didn't even let me be inside your house. It's so amazing to realize that Allah, Almighty Allah, came in the face of a beggar. You would not even give importance of that kind of person, torn clothes and who's. But that was a moment. Allah chose his body to come to his place, right? So Mu'min, we cannot know who is Mu'min. So whenever we have difficulties, any kind of difficulties, it is okay to share with those who you see or feel comfortable to seek their prayers. We all do need prayers. So it's okay to share with them and say, the reason I'm telling you because I seek your prayers. Please pray for me. And that's perfectly fine. Other than that, it's only shukr Mawla. Shukr Mawla. There's nothing else.
You talked in one of your lectures that whatever turned people to faith or to religious quest and stuff, it's obviously hardship and difficult times. So turn it on and say, thank you for putting me through the hardship so that I learn.
Yeah. So you know that concept. Shukr Mawla. Yeah.
The other thing I would say is that when you go through any type of difficulty, one being shukr guzari, thank you Mawla for putting me through this difficulty, because you could have put me through even something more difficult than what I'm going through right now. And those difficulties are different for everyone, right? Some may go through financial, might be health, might be their kids, something, whatever it is. So every difficulty, we have to be grateful. Thank you Mawla for putting me through this, so it will help me become a better person, inshallah become a better moment.
So what you are saying, when we say this logic that this is better for me than that situation, meaning that we need to realize and verbalize what are we grateful for. So if it was financial difficulty, thank you Mawla, I have my health. Thank you Mawla, I have my family. I have my house. My business is lost, but I still have my house. I still have my car. So when you feel or think or talk like that, you feel so grateful. And there's a gratitude, and then automatically shukr guzari comes in. You feel happiness and love for Imam who has protected you.
So there is a saying that जो साबिर है वो शाकिर है, जो शाकिर है वो आबिद है.
सुभान अल्लाह.
So जो सबर करता है वो शुक्र भी करता है, जो शुक्र करता है वो इबादत भी करता है, यानी कि इमाम को याद भी करता है. You know, so there is so much benefit in patience. So when आदमी सबर करता है तो ऑटोमेटिकली उसके दिल से शुक्र निकलता है. You could have been worse. Thank you Malaba. And then you remember him more. So you become abid. जी.
This is chapter 2, verse 154 and 155. और हम ज़रूर तुम्हें खौफ व ख़तर, फाका कशी, जान और माल के नुकसानात और आमदनियों के घाटे में मुब्तला करके तुम्हारी आजमाइश करेंगे. इन हालात में जो लोग सब्र करें और जब कोई मुसीबत पड़े तो कहें कि हम अल्लाह ही की तरफ से हैं और अल्लाह ही की तरफ हमें पलट कर जाना है, उन्हें खुशखबरी दो.
And certainly we shall test you in something of fear, hunger, loss of wealth, lives and fruits. But give glad tidings to us Sabarin.
Subhanallah.
So let me rephrase her question, what she's asking. So if we were to go through the pains in our life, what do we gain out of it? And we are alive, we are not dying, we are going through pain constantly. So there's a concept of elevating your ranks in spirituality. The concept of hudud-e-deen, which we can talk about.
In that lecture, the one I was just referring,
There's a
in Tariqa, the next part is that.
So we need to now listen to the lectures on hudud-e-deen. So for example, what you are saying, if I were to know somebody who constantly suffer through difficulties, very pious person, I don't understand why he or she constantly go through difficulties. Because when they came to this world, they asked for one thing, that when I die, Maula Papa, I'll be one with you. So in this world, they constantly traveling, elevating their souls to the higher level, to the extent, as soon as they die, they become one. So it's a concept of ranks. I would like to read the Arabic actually.
And so you will know what we are talking about. This ayat, we read this all the time. We just don't know what ayat this is. So when she read the Arabic, you will know.
So read the translation, I'll do the Arabic.
So read all three together or
155. 156.
156, right?
Yes.
I read 156.
Yeah.
Who, when afflicted with calamity, say, truly, to Allah we belong, and truly to Him we shall return.
Subhanallah. So the Arabic is, I'll read the part of Arabic. The reason is because we all know this verse. Inna Allahe wa inna alayhi raji'un. That's what we say whenever somebody dies, right? हम अल्लाह ही की तरफ से हैं और अल्लाह ही की तरफ हमें पलट कर जाना है, इन्हें खुशखबरी दे दो.
So the one single word I want to bring attention to. जब हम जिंदगी में बोलते हैं तो यहाँ पर एक वर्ड है रजू, refer back to. Okay? इस पार्ट को खाली माइंड में रखें. Forget about everything else now. Refer back to. When you have a difficulties, refer back to Him. That's what he's saying. If you don't remember anything else, so it doesn't matter what you go through, always refer back to Him. And that will bring the answers to you and will help you ease your difficulty. देखा किसी ने कहा कि हम ऐसा क्यों दुआ नहीं मांगते हैं कि या मौला तो हमारी मुश्किलात को ख़त्म कर दे. हम दुआ करते हैं या मौला तो हमारी मुश्किलात को आसान कर दे. सोचने की बात है ये. क्यों कि डिफ़िकल्टीज़ के अंदर हमको उससे रिफ़र करने का मौका मिलता है. We get a chance to refer back to Him. और यहाँ पर जो की है वो ये इस एक वर्ड के अंदर छुपी हुई है. In this one single word, refer back to Him. Okay. अब आ जाएं आप जो अभी हम बात कर रहे थे. There are two ways a person can elevate him or herself. Not necessarily you have to go through a lot of pain and suffering and sickness. You can do that in health and in good things. You can do that too. Consciously, if you can do that, then you can do it with happiness. But if you don't do that consciously, then you can do that in sickness and in problems.
Through tests.
Through the test. ठीक है? School system को देखें हम. Just look at the school system. And if you think of the, I don't know, यहाँ पर भी, I'm sure यहाँ पर भी होता होगा बच्चों के साथ. You have 3 children, you tell me. Okay, you're taking all your children to school. One happy uniform, backpack, nice shoes, comb hair, and the other one is like, I don't want to go, I don't want to, just crying. Don't want to comb his hair, shirt button laga hua hai, tie sahi tarah nahi bandi hai. So, can you imagine? But they're both going to same school. For one, with happiness. With one, pain and suffering. But at the end, when they come out of the college, they both went through the same journey. Willingly and unwillingly. They both went through the same journey. Same example is on us. We can go willingly or we can go unwillingly. One thing for sure, we have to return back to Him. That's for sure. आखिर में हमको जाना उधर ही है. So if you go willingly, you can do a lot of good deeds. And when I say good deeds, I'm not talking about badi good deeds. Small. Penny. करते, you have a lot of good deeds. एक मोमिन के लिए, चूँकि अकबर ने अभी थोड़ी देर पहले कहा कि we want more good deeds than bad deeds, because as a human we all make a mistake. What about if you find out that there is a key in Quran, then you will have no bad deeds? None, zero. How would you like that? Right? Okay. So there are three ways that Mullah will forgive all your bad deeds. And you decide which one you want. 3 ways. First, repent. हमने तौबा जाके कर ली. Accept, repent, खत्म. Second, गिरिया आसारी से. Now, this is the hard part for us today. I don't know why. We are not able to do गिरिया आसारी anymore. We say गिरिया आसारी की तस्वीर, but I don't see tears. I don't see that pain in your heart when you're saying that dua. When you're saying Ya Mawla, does the pain come out? No, we are not able to do गिरिया आसारी. Why our heart are so, like a rock? We are not able to move that.
If we were to decide to connect, and even in those 30 or 25 minutes, those who want can connect in dua and गिरिया आसारी की तस्वीर.
So, yeah. तो आज सुबह को आपने फरमान सुना. उन्होंने क्या फरमाया कि you need to disconnect from your worldly thoughts. Is it easy? No, it's not. But can we do it? I would say 100%. क्यों? अगर it was not possible, Imam was not tricking us by giving us this firman into doing something which is not possible. It must be possible. If he said it's possible, then it must be possible. ठीक है? 1. Number 2, when we take out our shoes, do we know what we are saying by taking out our shoes in shoes company? Have you ever thought of it?
You're entering your imam's house and you're leaving all your worldly things behind.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not just about the dirt.
Yes, the second part.
कपड़ा धो तो क्या हुआ?
Symbolically, हमारे तरीके के अंदर, remember no hocus pocus?
Right.
Shoes company. Symbolically, we are saying that when I come to Jamaat, first I'm going to do is leave my world outside by taking out shoes. But consciously you have to do that. When you take out the shoes,
Yeah.
you have to consciously say that, think of that. When you do that 7, 8 days, 10 days, 40 days, then it will happen. Practice.
Yeah.
Okay? Second, Giryazari. Remember Mullah Golden Jubilee of Farman, when he started to say more and more of this, then when you have 5 minutes in your life, in your busy schedule, you should stop. We do that all the time for things. हम कभी कभी बोलते हैं, let's take a 5 minutes break and drink a coffee. I thought we were busy. When did we get that 5 minutes for coffee? Then we say, how about let's take 30 minutes out and watch a little bit news or TV, and so we can continue focusing on things we need to do. And just to unwind, we do that. How did you get that 30 minutes? Priority. We do that all the time. And remember, हमको बात करनी है 3 किस्म के sin को माफ करवाने का. Don't forget that. That was the subject we were talking about. So we do that all the time, and believe me, when Imam said, Pir Sadaruddin was just like you, with the eyes and hands. He also had 24 hours. He was not an angel कि जिसके पास unlimited time था. He also had 24 hours. Just like we do have 24 hours. Just like our parents had 24 hours. Our 24 hours has not changed.
Priority is changed.
Our priority has changed. So we do take 5 minutes here and there out for other things. क्यों? कि we never think of this thing. But today, we are thinking of that. So next time when we say 5 minutes coffee के लिए निकालते हैं, you will remember that. And it's okay, you can remember Mullah during coffee. We have no restriction कि भाई काफी पीते पीते आप Mullah को याद नहीं कर सकते हो.
It's the connection, right?
Right? So take that 5 minutes in your day and connect to him. And when you do that, you can do it again later on. You can do it again. Next thing you know, you're taking a 5 times 5 minutes. Exclusively to remember him. And coffee will be the second. You will say, I'm going to take 5 minutes to remember Mullah. While I'm remembering Mullah, I'm going to drink coffee. Instead of saying, I'm going to take 5 minutes for the coffee. While I'm drinking coffee, I'm going to remember Mullah. अमल का दारोमदार नियत पर है. नियत क्या थी? मौला को याद करना. उसके साथ अगर आप काफी पी रहे हैं, इसको यूं बदलना है हमको. Same 24 hour, we need to change it in the right priority. Okay.